Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining. Today, we're going to be talking about Alex's transition plan. So, to get started, we can look at a little bit about Alex. So, obviously, we know Alex is 17 and he is a senior in high school. So, we are here today to talk about what will post high school look like for him. So we'll start off with some strengths. So, Alex, you are extremely punctual, reliable, detail oriented with tasks, works well with others in his structured environments, has appropriate workplace behavior, and reads grade level text independently. So, these are all incredible strengths that we will use to continue to build on and integrate into those life skills to create a great plan for Alex as he transitions. So we have over the years collected some preferences and interests of Alex. So we know preferences, quiet, routine based settings. So keeping some sort of routine when we don't have regular school structure is going to be super important. Office or data entry tasks, which is really good with the office supply store job, and prefers adult communication and mostly with familiar adults. So, a life skill we can be working on is expanding those conversations with maybe unfamiliar adults or adults that aren't as comfortable. And we'll talk about that as we talk about future goals and some interests. So, we know that he enjoys his part time job at the office supply store, which is amazing and likes movies and fast food. And then the interest in spreadsheets and organization is also something that I think we can definitely utilize as we continue transitioning forward. Now, looking at some post secondary goals. So, education and training. So, I think enrolling in a vocational or community college program with a specification in office or data skills will be huge in expanding his skill set and his opportunities outside of our educational setting. Employment, continue working part time, or if he wants to work full time, making that change is something we can always look into. And independent living, working on managing financing, using public transportation, communicating needs to others. And I think that is something that we can definitely focus on transitioning those skills into our everyday life. Then we have our transitional services and activities. So, education, we are going to continue researching and applying to programs that will be on the case manager, SPED teacher, and parent. Moving forward, employment. So, we will be looking at community job training and VR services. So, that will also work with job coaching and parenting. Our independent living, budgeting, and money skills, SPED teacher and parent will collaborate and communicate on how we can work on that. Communication, practicing conversations, that'll go with our speech language pathologist as long as our job coach. And self advocacy, so initiating those support requests, which will be SPED teacher and our job coach. Obviously, we will all be working together on all of these goals, but this is just more to solidify who is really responsible for ensuring that these things are moved forward with for Alex and his transitional planning. So this is kind of our course of study moving forward. So functional, academic, and life skills courses, community-based vocational training, and focusing on real-world reading and communication. So again, taking those skills out of our classroom setting and applying those into more real-world situations. And then obviously who is attending the IEP meeting will be our vocational rehabilitation supervisor from the office store supply, if that's something we'd be interested in to work that into our transitional planning, our transition coordinator, and then parent or guardian. And looking at some annual IEP goals. So, communication, looking to initiate conversation with unfamiliar adults in 4 out of 5 role plays. So, that's practicing those conversations that could take place in a workplace, out in public, on public transportation, that can kind of help ease those unfamiliar situations and feelings that come with that. Budgeting, track paycheck and purchases with 80% accuracy. Obviously, being able to track money and being able to budget properly sets up for having money to save and spend and can help build towards that more independent, functional lifestyle. And lastly, self advocacy. So, using one identified strategy weekly at work. This is again just taking strategies that we might be using in those independent settings or educational settings or one on one settings and pushing to apply those in various settings across our daily life. And that is all I have. So I'm super excited to continue working with Alex and figuring out the proper transition that will work for him. I think this is extremely amazing to watch all the things that he's accomplished, and I can't wait to continue to see him grow. Thank you, everyone, for collaboration and continuing to be such a great support.